What's up guys? Today we're going to be showing you how to install SuperATV's full tinted roof on this Yamaha RMAX 4. So let's get right to it. So the first thing you're going to do is go ahead and remove all the contents of your packaging from SuperATV. As you can see, we have our front, middle, and rear portion of our roof laid out here. What we're going to do is remove the protective film from both sides after you've laid your pieces on your cage to ensure that they fit. We've already done that, so we're going to go ahead and remove our protective film. So now that we have all three sections of our roof laid out how they're supposed to be, we're going to grab our M6 hardware with our sealing washer, and we're going to make sure that the seal portion is facing away from the head, and we're going to install them from the outside in. So the way that we have our roof laid is that the inside is facing up towards us. So we're going to slide our hardware up like this so the threads should be facing towards us, and we're going to grab our M6 nuts and go ahead and get them started. We're going to repeat this same process for all of the holes fastening to the roof together. So now we're going to grab our right side bracket. It needs to install just like so. It's going to couple the two roofs together here. So it's going to couple the rear to the middle. I like to go ahead and get a M6 Allen started through. Go ahead and get an eye lock on it. And then what you're going to have to do is kind of pick up, line up your hole with your bracket. And just go ahead and get your nuts started. So now we're going to grab our right side rear bracket. It's going to install right here, just like so. We are going to be using an M6 Allen, but this will be the next size up. So you're going to notice you have a couple different sizes. We've been using the smallest. We're going to use the next size up from that as far as length goes. Slide our hardware through. Grab our nylock. Like that. Now we'll just repeat the same steps on the opposite side with our bracket. So now we're going to go through and fully tighten all the hardware. So now we're going to grab our bulb seal out of our kit, and we're going to start right here, go all the way across, and end it at this point here. We want to make sure that the bulb portion of the seal is facing inward. So once we get to this point here, we're just going to go ahead and cut off our excess. Now we're just going to repeat the same steps on the opposite side. So once we get to this point here, same thing, just go ahead and cut off your excess. So now what we're going to do is grab our clamps out of the hardware kit. Just go ahead and remove the hardware out of the clamps completely. We're not going to use it. And we're going to come to this location here, install our clamp. We're just going to leave them loose. Same thing here. Go one here, one in the middle, one right here. So this is the passenger side front clamp here. You need to make sure that the flat section is facing up and the clamp is facing towards the front. The middle one, the clamp is going to be facing towards the rear, but the flat's up. The driver's side outer will be oriented just like the passenger side outer. The middle bar, make sure the flat's up and make sure all three clamps are facing back. The rearmost, flat's up, they're all facing towards the inside of the machine. So now we're going to install the roof. As you can see, we have Kristen here helping us. My way. Just going to make sure that you get your holes lined up as close to the clamps as possible. And you want to make sure that your roof is centered. So now we're going to grab our longest bolt in our hardware kit, as well as our large sealing washers. You want to make sure that the seal portion is facing down towards the threads. We're also going to grab one of our spacers and one of our nylock nuts. So we're starting over here on the front passenger side. What I like to do is go ahead and get the hardware down through the roof, grab our spacer, slide the spacer onto the bolt, and then rotate our clamp to line up with the threads on our bolt. And then go ahead and start our nylock nut. So we're just going to repeat the same process for the rest of the two clamps on the front of the roof. Slide our hardware through our spacer, attach the clamp, and then start our nut. So for the rest of the 6 clamps, you're going to use your M6 by 40 millimeter hardware. Start your clamp, slide your hardware through, put your nylock nut on. Once you have all 6 of them on, we're just going to go through and fully tighten all our hardware. Once we have all our hardware started, we're going to go through and fully tighten it all. So once you've went through and fully tightened all your hardware, that's all there is to it to install SuperATV's full tinted roof on this Yamaha RMAX 4. Be sure to check the description below for a link to pick yours up today. While you're there, drop a like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.